Okay, so we want to continue on with the learning here. So I'm going to stick in the compute category, and I'm going to go down to this new one here, remotely run commands on the EC2 instance. So you can basically use AWS Systems Manager to remotely run commands in your Amazon EC2 instances. So let's see what this is actually about. So it says you can run remote commands. In this example scenario, as a system admin, you need to update the packages on your EC2 instances. To complicate this normally simple task, your security does not allow you access to production service via SSH or allow you to use Bastion hosts. Fortunately, you can use System Manager to remotely run commands like update packages. Okay, so let's have a look what this is actually about. So basically, the first thing it says is open the IAM console. So if we go in here, we log in, go into our IAM console. I'm just going to put myself back into, well, this is going to be global actually for IAM, so that's okay. On the console, in the left navigation pane, choose roles and then create role. So I'm in here, roles, create role. On the selected trusted entity page under Amazon service, choose EC2. So we're going to go to here, and the use case is going to be EC2. We've kind of done this before, but it's always good reminder. And choose next. Okay, so let's just kind of choose next. That's kind of interesting here because it says here it didn't actually have that. It looks like in that kind of screenshot you see here, EC2. We're gonna just EC2 here. Didn't seem to kind of have that in the screenshot before. So if I come down here, the roles, go to EC2. See here, didn't seem to have the roles previously for EC2, but we'll kind of continue with what the tutorial says. Let me just kind of go back there 1 second. It's a bit big. Okay, it's going to go back. EC2, choose your roles and click choose create role, which we did on selected entity page, EC2, and choose next. Okay. On the admin or add permissions page in the search box, type this. So we want Amazon EC2 role for SSM. So we're going to go back to next. Search here, and you can see here this policy will be soon deprecated. So it's okay for today to kind of use this, as in when I'm just going to be trying this, but there is a kind of note here, and I'm wondering if I cannot see. Why can't I look? Get that full note. Maybe I need to select into it. Okay. The policy will soon be deprecated. Use the core policy to enable Systems Manager core functionality on EC2 instances. So we'll probably just have to kind of grant both. So we can do that. We can do that. And we can, yeah, we can kind of do that for the minute. Here it sort of says, which we did. So we did. Well, even here, they're actually showing it here. The policy will be soon deprecated. So we'll continue on for the minute. On the name, review, and create page in roles box, type manager role. So for manager role, description box, that's our description. That's our description. Looks very similar to what we did But let's just add what we see in the tutorial. Won't make any difference for the description right now. Click on create role. So here you can sort of see that they have the exact same allow, assume role, EC2. Okay, EC2, which is fine. And click create role, create role. So the role has been created. In the step, you'll create an EC2 instance using the role that we just created. This will allow EC2 instance to be managed by the system manager. Okay, open console. So let's go back to console and EC2. So a role has been created. Select your preferred region. So we want to put it in Ireland. That's fine. Launch instance. So it says systems manager is supported in all regions. So that's good. Okay, so I'm actually just going to add that as a kind of quick little note, because I like to kind of take these kind of notes as I'm going through. That goes here. Okay, then I'll kind of check these notes in afterwards. Launch instance. Launch instance. Okay, in the name field, my EC2 tutorial. Put that here. That's going to be a name. And select Amazon Linux AIM. So that's fine. That's fine. Fine. It's all looking the same at the moment. Choose T2 Micro. T2 Micro, which is here. It looks fine. Making sure it's on free tier eligible. Making sure that's always set. As we're just studying. You will not need a key pair. Okay. Proceed without a key pair. So this says proceed without a key pairs. You know, not recommended, but just as we're going through this tutorial, remember that they're tutorials only. Retain default settings, configuration, storage, configuration and storage. Okay. And here it says on advanced details. So under advanced details, which is down here, what do we need to do? In the IAM instance profile drop down, choose that role. Okay, so in this IAM instance profile, choose that role that we created. Okay, which looks good. And launch instance. And launch instance. Okay, so we're getting our instance created. Update the systems manager agent. Now that you have your EC2 instance running, the systems manager agent, you can automate the admin tasks and manage the instance. In this step, you'll run a pre-packaged command called a document that will upgrade the agent. It's best practice to update the agent when you create the new instance. Okay. In the top bar, search for systems manager. So up here, we're going to search for systems manager. Again, I'm just going to put that into a favorite and open the console and open this console, which is here under. So we're here. Okay. Under the node management section, which is over here, node management, fleet manager. So we need to go to node management, fleet manager, which is here. Still over here, which is fine. Here's our running instance. Okay. Select the node ID and open the detail page. So there's only one instance, so we know that's our instance right now. You can see its state of running. Okay, looks straightforward. Now drop down, run execute. command execute, run command, node actions, connect tools, run, execute, run command. Okay, so we can execute run command. Here on the run a command page, click on this search bar. So on that page, click this search bar and select document name prefix. Document name prefix, which is here. And then equals, and then type in AWS update SSM agent. Update SSM agent. Okay, which is here. Now select the radio button on the left. Select, so let's just see, update. Now select the radio button. Okay, so I don't see that. Do I not see it? Maybe I don't need that, do I? Okay. It was kind of like it didn't find it with that kind of what I was saying in the tutorial here for the document name prefix, then select equals. So I just kind of did it without it, and it seemed to kind of find it. So maybe you don't need to do that anymore. But either way, we found the update SSM agent for Windows, Microsoft, Linux, and Mac. Okay, which looks exactly the same here. Scroll down to your targets and select the box next to your EC2 instance. So your instance has been selected here, that's fine. Finally scroll down and type run. Going down here and type run. Okay, so the command is running, which looks like here. So it says next you will see a page documenting your run command and overall green status. Congrats, you've just run your first remote command using Systems Manager. Okay. So let's sort of see. I want to just make sure we didn't miss anything here. No. Looks all exactly what we just did. Okay. Then it says, so we have to wait for it to be a success, because here it says success. We have to wait for that to happen. So I'm not sure if I can. Let's just refresh. Okay. So it didn't automatically refresh. I just had to click on the refresh button. But basically it says now success. Okay. So here we want to run a remote shell script. Now that your EC2 instance has the latest agent, Systems Manager agent, you can upgrade the packages on the EC2 instance. Instead, you'll run a shell command. Under the node fleet manager again, node management fleet manager, okay. And then select the node, open the detail page. Let's go back in here, go back into our node ID, which is here. Okay. And then it says select execute run command again. Execute, which we saw was here in tools. Slightly different than the but that's okay. On a run command, AWS run script, AWS run shell script. So let's see, AWS run shell script. Let's see. found it here. Again, I didn't put the equals. Seems to be working without it. Now select the radio button to the left, which we did. Scroll down to the command parameters panel. Parameters panel, which is here. And type in, well, copy this into the box. Put this in here. And what do we need to do? Scroll down to the targets panel. Select the box and select run. Run target box. This is the one that you want to update. So this is a Linux command to basically update the system. And then it's going to run against this instance here. You could put a comment to sort of say, you know, this is critically important update or something kind of like that. But we're going to click on run. Here it sort of says progress is running. Here we sort of say, while your script is running remotely on your EC2 instance, the overall status will be in progress. As soon as the overall status will turn to success, then when it comes, scroll down to targets and outputs and select OK. So here from the output here, so from the output page, select the header. View the output of the update command in the instance. Okay, so refresh this here, and it says it failed. And why did it fail? So let's sort of see. This guy here, view output, slightly different than that again, but view output. So here it says the command output displays amounts maximum of 48,000 characters. You can view the command output. So it sort of says it failed here basically because it sort of says no packages marked for upgrade. So it is at the latest system. It is at the latest packages for all of the actual upgrade. That's why it basically kind of failed. So if I kind of went back to System Manager for a second, and I went to Fleet Manager, go in here, go to your node, go to this, go to execute run command. Just go back to that command for a second, because I'm just kind of interested to see if that's run shell script. So the one we wanted was one run shell script. So if I just put that in here, and this is the one that's basically going to come up, and if I say print working directory, so this is another Linux command. So I just want to do print working directory. I wanted to just actually sort of see if it would actually run. So just run. And let's sort of see if this just runs. I'm getting the idea here in the sense where, and I'm sure you are too, that basically, you know, you can actually come down and you can technically run any command against your instance here. So I just kind of selected my instance. Here you can sort of see its success now because basically I changed the command. And the command I changed it to was to basically sort of say, you know, print working directory, which tell me where I am in the system when this runs. And where I am in the system is in /user/bin. So that's exactly where I actually am. So you can sort of see the output here. This one was an actual success. The previous one failed because it looks like all packages were already updated when we kind of checked the image and when the instance was updated. So there was the package manager basically was sort of saying there was no actual packages to be upgraded here. So we were good with that. Then it sort of says here, terminate your instance, go back to EC2 console. So I've got a EC2 console shortcut here. Go to running instances. Even though this is free tier, just 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 make sure that you do actually kind of terminate these type of instances, even though they actually are small. You know, anything maybe kind of that can kind of interfere with any of the other kind of study that you're basically doing is not a great idea to kind of keep up. But here it sort of says, go in, terminate your instance basically, terminate instance. So this is where we're back into. So if I come in here, I'm in here, terminate instance, terminate instance, terminate. And after a minute two, basically, you'll sort of see that the instance was actually terminated. The box is gone. And here, go back to Fleet Manager. You probably noticed that you don't have any managed nodes in the region because you've just deleted it from over here. So I mean, this is still probably in progress. Um, so once that's kind of gone, so it sort of says okay, so it's definitely kind of gone. Your nodes here. You don't have any managed nodes in the region. You should be fine. It won't cost you any extra money. So that was basically how we would run remote commands on our EC2 instances using Systems Manager. So hope you enjoyed this one.